Okay. So the live stream's good. The live stream's good.
So we are just about ready to go here at Wildwood Park. It's the Humber Hawks against the Mohawk Mountaineers. Humber comes in after a split of their doubleheader with Conestoga yesterday. They lost 3-2 in the opener, won the second game. Miranda Pearson back on the mound for Humber. She has pitched a ton of innings for the Hawks already, 70 innings pitched, not counting yesterday's game. And she'll stand in against Becky Rabchuk, the center fielder, leading things off for the Mountaineers.
Seems like every time we do a game, we're watching Miranda Pearson.
Maybe a tough stretch of games for the Hawks. 2 yesterday, 2 today, 2 more tomorrow night. Pearson in there with a first pitch strike, 0-1. And then they still have to make up those 2 games that were rained out against Durham on Thursday. So it'll be some taxing days for the Humber pitching staff as Pearson misses upstairs, 1-1.
We'll see how well the pitchers are able to grip the ball here. Another cold afternoon at Wildwood Park.
That one's popped up on the infield. Second baseman Abby Hill goes over. Doesn't have to move too far. She makes the play. 1 out here in the first. Pearson in 70 innings pitched this year, just 74 hits allowed. Struck out 29 batters en route to an even 3 ERA.
And you know she's going to attack the strike zone.
Pitcher here. It's Amy LeDuc standing in. She takes low, ball 1. Mohawk electing not to go with the DH today. LeDuc, a pitcher, has pitched the most innings on this Mountaineer staff, but she's hitting .314 with 3 RBIs, so a threat at the plate as well.
Just love those pitchers that can help their own cause, so to speak.
2-0 here to LeDuc. That one slashed to left field. That one is fair. Over to pick it up as the left fielder, Stoberman, throws it in. That'll hold LeDuc at first, but Mountaineers with a base runner here with 1 gone.
And you notice that ball down the line, but the way Stoberman was shaded so far over to the opposite field, able to hold LeDuc to just a single. Usually a ball like that ends up as extra bases.
So it'll be Courtney Lukowicki standing in. She swings and fouls it back to the screen. Lukowicki hitting .289, a .347 on base. She's got 5 RBIs on the year. Looks down to third. Gets her signs, and she steps in. Hitting from the right side of the plate. That one in there for a strike, 0-2. So Pearson quickly ahead. Seen that a lot from Pearson. Throws a lot of first pitch strikes, gets ahead in the count. That one just misses. Maybe inside there, and it's 1-2.
Frame that for a strike, just couldn't get the call.
Here's the 1-2 from Pearson. Swing, and that one's high. In comes the right fielder, Pittick. Easy play for her. And there are 2 down here in the Mountaineers' first inning. That'll bring up Natasha Pacetto, playing third base today. Hitting .313. She's got 3 triples on the year and 8 RBIs. She takes just low from Pearson. Seen it from Pearson all year. Does a great job commanding that lower part of the strike zone. It's a lot of ground balls and a lot of weak pop-ups on the infield. Pacetto steps out and back in. Here comes Pearson with the 1-0. That one in the dirt. Nice scoop there by the catcher, Camilleri. And the count goes to 1-1. Pearson home again. That one low. So the count 3-0 now. So Pearson trying to avoid putting runners at first and second here with 2 outs. Comes across there, 3-1. LeDuc, not really a threat to steal. This Mountaineers club doesn't steal a whole lot as Pearson comes back with another strike to fill the count at 3-2.
Chance to win this battle after falling behind 3-0. Always tough for a pitcher to do that.
Pearson winds. Here's the 3-2 hit on the ground to Abby Hill. The second baseman picks it up. Throw to Redrup at first, and that'll be it for the Mountaineers. So they get a base runner, but nothing more. Go to the bottom of the first. It's Humber 0, Mohawk 0 at Wildwood Park.
What's the catcher's name for them? I couldn't read that.
Yui Monin.
What?
I don't know. It sounds.
How do you spell it?
Uimonen. It
We don't have to call that name.
I don't know. Like
Me
fish.
Monin? Me Monin. No, I don't think so.
Holy.
It's cold, eh?
No. Sorry. I'm looking at the numbers for their starter. She's pitched 83 and a third inning.
Giving up 135.
The next closest pitcher, 14 and a third. She's been like their workhorse. Because
It's like Madison. Yeah, wow. They're Madison Bumgarner. Pitching 5 innings and a relief,
Yeah.
And she's pitching in a toque. No, you could do that. You can toque it up.
Usually as a pitcher, you can't have anything on you at all.
I've seen guys get yelled at for having bandages.
I know.
In the big
Yeah,
leagues.
I know. Nothing that would distract
Yeah.
potentially the hitter.
With all the bling that players wear these days, let's just pray for some quick ball games here.
Wiki, Watson, Rabchik, Paceto, Leduc, Myers, Uimonen.
Yeah.
Uimonen? I don't know.
Yeah, good luck with that. So there's just 2 quizzes tomorrow, but there's no homework?
Do we have 2 quizzes? Well, Terry's is going to be easy. I don't take notes in Neil's class because it's
Because Neil's awesome.
because it's
Makes it easy.
announcing.
Yeah. But
But he said he was going to it was going to be multiple choice. So
what are we supposed to study in his class? I guess just the notes. That
He said
puts up.
he said he gave us a couple of acronyms for how to prepare. And
Prep and
Pave.
Pave, yeah. Duck, dodge, dip.
So we go to the bottom of the first here, tied at nothing. It'll be Hill, Gillingham, and Elisa Gregoris to lead things off for Humber against Amy Leduc of the Mountaineers. Leduc has been a workhorse for Mohawk. 83 and a third innings pitched. We thought Miranda Pearson worked a lot. Leduc has worked, just about 70 more innings than the next closest pitcher on this Mountaineer staff. He's pitched to an ERA of 7.31. He's given up 6 home runs on the year. First pitch from Leduc in there for a strike. Abby Hill stands in, hitting .243, 7 RBIs on the year so far.
Leduc wearing the toque.
And already trying to warm up her hands there. It's a cold one today. Tough on the pitchers. That one slashed to short and past the shortstop Lukawicki into center field. And Humber with a first base runner here early as Hill gets aboard. That'll bring up Bonnie Gillingham. Gillingham named the Hawks Nation player of the game after game 2 of that doubleheader yesterday. Went 8 for 8 with a walk yesterday. So she's reached 9 straight at bats. She'll try to get things going for Humber here in the first. Swing and a miss there. So Gillingham, before that 8-hit outburst yesterday, already hitting .396. So she'll improve upon that.
We get some sunshine here.
A little bit warmer here in the sunshine. Here's the 0-1. Just low. Gillingham looks down to third base and gets the signs from third base coach Dwayne Bowles.
Good for Abby Hill to get that hit. One of the few players in this lineup not above 300.
And that pitch misses as well quickly. 3-0 on Bonnie Gillingham. 2-1 on Bonnie Gillingham. Leduc winds. And the 2-1 misses. Low, and it's 3-1. Abby Hill now with a very big lead there at first base, and probably not going here on the 3-1 count. Here's Leduc swinging a foul back to the fence, and the count is full at 3-2. So I mentioned Humber split that doubleheader with Conestoga yesterday. 2 here today, and they'll play 2 more at home against Seneca tomorrow night. They have dominated Seneca recently. A couple of winnable games here against Mohawk. Strike 3 called on Gillingham. The runner going Abby Hill into second base. That pitch just at the knees, and Leduc gets Gillingham looking. That'll bring up Elisa Gregoris, the center fielder today. 14 RBIs on the year. So exactly who Humber wants up here in an RBI situation. Gregoris hits from the left side. Here comes Leduc. And Gregoris takes high, ball 1. Leduc in 83 1/3 innings pitched has given up 135 hits, 110 runs, so more than 1 run an inning. Working a lot of innings for the Mountaineers, so Humber looking to jump on her early, put a couple of runs up, and give Miranda Pearson some room to work with. Leduc taking her time. She winds and deals. At 1 high, ball 2. Leduc does have 54 strikeouts to just 30 walks. Comes in with a strike there, 2-1 to Gregoris. Gregoris will be followed by Tara Camilleri. Trying to push across a run here in the first. That one swung on and fouled back off the light post. It'll come back into play, but that will not be an out as the catcher, Huey Monin, goes over and makes the grab off the light post. So the count even to Gregoris, 2-2. See Leduc out there trying to warm up her hands. That one a half swing over to the third base side. No play for the third baseman, Pacetto. So we'll reset and do it again at 2-2. See a couple of players out there for the Mountaineers with toques on. The third baseman, Pacetto, also toqued up. Here's the 2-2 high, and that'll be ball 4. So Humber with 2 base runners here in the first as Gregoris trots on down to first base.
Really making Leduc work here in this first inning. You can see she's a little bit uncomfortable with the weather conditions, and good job by the hitters forcing her into deeper counts. She's already thrown, as you mentioned, a lot of innings this season.
So Camilleri steps in, 422 hitter. 2 home runs on the year, tied for the team lead with 14 RBIs. That one in there for a strike. Leduc trying to work out of some early trouble here. Keep things scoreless. She winds, swing, and a ball down to first base. The first baseman, Myers, will just go to the bag and take the easy out. Thought about turning 2. We know how hard it is to turn 2 in this league. So Myers makes the smart play, and she'll go to first. 2 out here in the Humber first.
Taking the shore out there, always a tough throw for a first baseman to try to throw into the base path where the runner is going down to second. So a smart play there by Myers just to get that out and give her pitcher a chance to get out of it without allowing any runs.
So Humber 2 outs, but runners at second and third, and Hillary Rudrup up. She swings through a pitch a little bit early there, and it's 0-1. Second and third for Humber. Abby Hill at third. Elisa Gregoris at second. Rudrup looking for a big 2-out hit. She swings at a pitch in the dirt, and it's 0-2.
Really helping Leduc out there by swinging at that pitch. We were just talking about how patient some of these at-bats were, but Rudrup looked a little hit-happy there, if you will.
So here's the 0-2. Popped up on the infield. Looks like the pitcher, Leduc, calling for it. She'll go over. She misses it. And that's going to score 2 Humber runs. That is a tough play for the pitcher. Those foul balls on the infield, you'll usually see the third baseman or the shortstop come over. Leduc called for it. It was just past her outstretched glove. So 2 come in on the play. Of course, with 2 outs, the runners were going, and it's now 2-0 Humber here in the first.
And you wonder why managers tell pitchers not to take pop-ups. You just saw Exhibit A right there. Never got in position, did Amy Leduc, to make that catch. That was a few feet from her glove.
So it's Natalie Stoberman playing left field today for the Hawks, and she swings at the first pitch. Foul, third base side. Oh, just out of the glove of Pacetto. Looked like she caught that one on the heel and it popped out. And so Stoberman gets another chance here for Humber.
And you wonder why are those still unearned runs, even though that was the pitcher making that play, but the pitcher becomes an independent fielder when the ball is in play.
Now Stoberman hits that one down third base side and just past the third baseman Pacetto foul, and it's 0-2.
I talk a lot about pitchers helping their cause. It's not just at the plate, but they've got to make plays in the field as well. And Amy Leduc costing her team 2 runs right there, not necessarily with her pitching, but making a decision to try and catch that ball in the infield, and she never got herself into good position to make that catch.
So 0-2 to Stoberman. Leduc is giving up 2 runs here, looking to get out of the inning without any more trouble as Stoberman just fouls that one into the dirt. It's like an off-speed pitch there from Leduc and just about had Stoberman, but she stays alive. The count's still 0-2. Leduc stands in. She winds. Stoberman hits it out to left field. Left fielder coming on, makes the grab. That was Bell out there and left, and that'll do it for Humber, but they do push 2 across on the air. So after one, it's Humber 2, the Mountaineers nothing at Wildwood Park. Yeah.
That was, pitchers. I mean, she wasn't even close to catching that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I kind of they're fielders, but
I mean, if I'm the shortstop there,
yeah,
I don't care if you were calling for the pitcher, I'm going to call you off.
Yeah, or the third baseman or the shortstop, right?
Because I mean, they should be there and see that.
If it's a ball that another infielder can catch, then they need to catch it. If it's one that only the pitcher can catch, that's a different story. That ball was up, had some hang time on it, and that's just that's a backbreaker. And you talk 2 out hits, but also errors in the field when you're. Would you say they were 2 in their last? What was their recent run? Another 6 and 16.
I think they've lost 50 of 18. I think is the.
And that's how you lose 16 of 19, 17 of 20.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Sarah Bell, Danielle Watson, Amber Myers. All right, you ready? Get the thanks. So we move to the top of the second here at Wildwood Park. Humber taking a 2-0 lead on a fielding error by the pitcher Amy Leduc in the bottom of the first. A pop-up on the infield, Leduc calling for it and didn't come close to it, and the ball dropped, and that allowed Hillary Redrup to reach, and 2 runs came in, and now Miranda Pearson goes back to work here. In the top of the second, she'll face Sarah Bell, delivers a strike. 0-1. And second pitch, and that's put up in the air in a shallow left, coming on Stoberman, settles under it, makes the catch, 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the second. Was going to say Sarah Bell, and now it'll be Danielle Watson, followed by Amber Myers. So Bell with the fly out to left. Pearson had a pretty easy first inning, gave up a 1-out single to Amy Leduc, but no further damage. So Watson, the second baseman, will be the batter. Right-handed batter, and takes low for ball 1.
Pearson looking strong early. Lots of strikes low in the zone, getting a lot of weak contact from these Mountaineers hitters.
And Pearson will just continue to attack the strike zone. She misses low there, and it's 2-0 on Danielle Watson. And I'd say about half of these Mohawk players are in sweatshirts, but every single player for Humber, you can see their yellow uniforms. 3-0 now, and you wonder who the cold might affect a little bit more. Mohawk tipping its hand that it doesn't quite look comfortable here in the chilly weather. And a defensive miscue leading to the first 2 runs of this ballgame. 3-0 pitch, and Pearson misses low, so she issues a 4-pitch walk to the number 6 hitter, Danielle Watson. So Watson aboard, and Amber Myers will step in.
And Mike, you mentioned the cold. We saw in between innings a couple of Humber players, a couple of Mohawk players jogging just up and down the third and first base lines, trying to keep warm between innings.
little bit warmer, I think, than yesterday. As the runner takes off and now heads back. Kind of a bluff there. I'd say a tick above what we saw yesterday. Of course, we had some snow showers at the baseball game. It was bizarre just to have that yesterday, a snow delay, a little bit of wintry mix, but sunshine and clear skies today. And this pitch is in the dirt. It gets by the catcher Camilleri, and that's going to allow Watson to head down to second base. So a wild pitch thrown by Miranda Pearson as she's struggling with her command here in the second inning.
Well, then after that snow shower yesterday, within about 10 minutes, the skies cleared and we had blue skies and sunshine for a little bit.
Unable to get both of those games in. And unfortunately, Humber dropping both of those contests, both close games. So Pearson behind here and fires in a strike to Amber Myers. And Pearson working quickly. This pitch is low. And it is 3-1 on Amber Myers, left-handed batter. Next offering, that is a foul tip. Would have been ball 4, but it ticked off of Myers' bat back to the screen. I beg your pardon, it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2 pitch. That's low. Full count. Runner breaks for third. Throw down. Catalano with the tag, and she got her.
Terrific throw by Camilleri behind the plate. Down on her knees. Didn't even have time to get up. But throws a strike down to the third baseman, Catalano, who made a nice play to grab that on the hop. Lots of time to tag out the runner, Watson. 1 down.
3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A half swing. Strike 3, and the inning is over. And just like that, Pearson and the Hawks are off the field. So we played 1.5 here at Wildwood Park. It's Humber 2, Mohawk nothing. I'm going to say the hard part of that is the tag. You know, especially nowadays with replay. I guarantee if you went back and replayed that, she didn't tag her. She got under the tag.
Well, I was close.
My honest opinion. Yeah, but you know, in these games, you got to call them out. The throw beats you. The tag's close enough.
Yeah.
But with replay, in real life, yeah, it sucks. I'd say like half the time these guys miss the tag, or they only get the tag because the guy overslides the base, which is the art of sliding is gone too.
Well, I'm sure sliding on this isn't exactly.
Yeah.
This
is like concrete.
Yeah.
Bad. Let's move this thing right
You're
along.
never going to see someone go head first.
Barrel somebody over.
Yeah.
I missed that, though. I'm sorry. That was part of the game. The Buster Posey rule kills me. I want to see home plate collisions. Yeah, now sliding into second's going to be.
But that Utley thing is.
That was bad, though. That was bad, yeah. That has nothing to do even with the slide. I don't mind a good hard slide, you know.
Break up the double.
Yeah, a clean slide, and you hope no one gets hurt. But what Utley did was just, well, he just did like a home plate collision, basically. Just threw a shoulder and
like going 4 feet off the bag to try to upend him.
Like the guys with the concussions too. That's the reason.
Yeah. I mean, concussions aren't as big in baseball, but they're still big, and they're got to take them seriously at all times.
There you go.
Yeah. So we are set to begin the bottom of the second here at Wildwood Park. Humber leading Mohawk 2-0. Michael Seff alongside Paul McGowan, and Humber getting on the board with the help of some shaky defense by Mohawk in the first inning. A pop-up that Amy Leduc called off her infielders, but the pitcher was nowhere near it. It dropped in, and 2 runs came in on a seemingly harmless pop-up off the bat of Hillary Redrup. So that's where we stand as we go to the bottom of the second. And Julia Catalano will be the batter, and Catalano making a nice tag there on the caught stealing at third base as she takes low for a big second out in that top of the second. And then 1 pitch later, Miranda Pearson getting the strikeout to extinguish the Mohawk threat. Catalano came into the weekend 277, no home runs, 9 runs batted in. And the 1-0 pitch misses a little bit high, 2-0 on Julia Catalano. Very stout defensively over at third base. Ahead in the count here, 2-0 against Amy Leduc. 2-0 pitch, way high, 3-0. It'll be Caitlin Pitek and Megan Murphy to follow here. 7-8-9 in the bottom of the second for Humber. Humber 11-7 on the year. 3-0 pitch taking all the way, and it's low ball 4, so a leadoff walk for Julia Catalano.
And one of the big things you notice between these two teams when you compare the lineup, 7-8 and 9 for Humber, a lot stronger than Mohawk 7-8-9. 7-8-9 for Humber, a 277, 400, and 333. For Mohawk, 125, 306, and then 0.
Yeah, and a good point. The depth of these lineups, the contrast, really tells you why one team is 11-7 and another is 6-16. As that pitch misses, 1 ball, no strikes to Caitlin Pitek playing in right field today. Catalano bluffed a move to second, but did not go. Amy Leduc struggling to find the strike zone here in this bottom of the second. 1-0 pitch, and that's hit hard on the ground at third. Stopped at third by Pacetto, throws to second, and in time to get the force on Julia Catalano. So Catalano's counterpart making a nice stop down at third, Pacetto, and able to get it over to Watson at second just in time for the force.
Nice stab to keep it in front of her. If she had made that play on the line drive, you probably double up Catalano at first base.
And more importantly than anything there, the third baseman Pacetto just able to keep the ball right in front of her. Didn't kick away or deflect off her glove into left field. We've seen things like that happen. Heads up play to get the force. And a swing and a miss now by Megan Murphy, the number 9 hitter. Left-handed batter. Murphy the DH here this afternoon. So Pitek now down at first with 1 out. Swapping places with Catalano. That ball hit very hard, but right place, right time for Pacetto at third. 0-1 pitch. That's hit on the ground towards the middle, and it is going to sneak through for a base hit. Just past the lunging Watson at second. Charging was the center fielder Rabchuk. That helped keep Pitek at second. So it's a seeing eye single for Megan Murphy, and it's first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
Slow ground ball. I think Leduc got a piece of it with her glove and slowed it up a little bit. Still not enough for either Lukowicki or Watson to get to it. And Pitek was moving on the play and thought about third base, but the center fielder got to it quickly.
Yeah, and you're right. I think that may have ticked off Leduc's glove. Couldn't tell, as it's now 1-0 on Abby Hill. .0 pitch to Abby Hill, misses low, 2-0. And it's funny, sometimes you see pitchers will actually let a ball get by them, and that's all about a pitcher knowing where their defense is on the field. Can't fault Leduc for going after it. This ball hit out in the left field, ranging over as a left fielder Bell, but she can't get it. It's going to drop in. It's going to be a base hit. A run is going to score. The throw to third. It had beaten the runner Murphy, but the throw gets away from Pacetto, so Murphy to third. And on the play, Hill goes up to second, so it's an RBI single. Hill takes second on the throw. It's 3-0 Humber, and still a threat here as it's second and third, 1 out.
Tough throw there for the third baseman Pacetto to handle, but if she comes up with it, you've got Murphy dead to rights at third base.
The throw certainly beat Murphy over at third, but Pacetto just could not handle it. And the first pitch here to Gillingham has popped up in the center, and that's going to drop for a base hit. And that's going to score 1 as Murphy comes in. Hill will stop at third. It's a bloop RBI single for Bonnie Gillingham. 4-0 Humber, and now runners at the corners with 1 out.
Humber just hitting balls to the right spots. That one right between second, center, and right field. No chance for anybody. Humber looks locked in right now.
And when things are going good for you or not good for the other side, you find those Bermuda triangles all over the field. As Elisa Gregoris stands in and takes outside, ball 1. So 2 runs already in, 2 runners still on base, runners at the corners with 1 out in the bottom of the second, and Humber already up 4-0. Got a pair in the first on an error by Leduc, and have gotten 2 so far here in the second. Leduc's next offering, and holding up is Gregoris on a pitch high, so 2 balls and no strikes. Gregoris walked and scored a run in that first inning. Figures that the one hard hit ball in this inning was an out, and the hits have not really been hit as hard. 2-0 pitch to Gregoris. There's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Chance to really blow the lid off this thing early here for Humber. 2-1 pitch to Gregoris, fouled back to the screen, 2-2.
Already 4-0. 2 still out there on the corners.
And as you mentioned, Paul, a struggling Mohawk team, 6-16 on the year. 2-2 pitch, way high, so the count runs full on Elisa Gregoris.
Duke definitely looking for the strikeout here.
What stands out a little more for me with Mohawk, they've only scored 62 runs and given up 200. Even for a team 10 games under 500, that seems like a pretty big margin. And a big uphill climb here today, down 4-0. Runner goes from first. That ball's lined into right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Gillingham chugging around. She's going to be waved in. Gregoris going around second, heading for third. She's in. It's a 2-run stand-up triple for Elisa Gregoris, and it is 6-0 Humber here in the bottom of the second.
Well, a terrific at-bat from Gregoris. Worked the count full and got a pitch right out over the plate. Of course, Leduc didn't want to walk the bases full. So the downside is you give up a ball that goes right back to the fence. An easy triple for Gregoris. And it's 2 more runs for Humber, who now leads 6-0.
And finding the gaps here are Humber. That was a hard-hit ball, and you knew once it got down, it was going to score 2. The only question was whether Gregoris would get to third, and she did. So she's there with 1 out as the pitch misses to Tara Camilleri, who grounded out in the first. And we say she grounded out, but it was a productive out. Moved the runners, both runners into scoring position, and then on the air, both were able to come in and score. And this ball golfed out in the center field, hit pretty well. Drifting back is Rabchuk, and she makes the catch. Easily tagging and scoring from third is Gregoris, so it's a sac fly and an RBI for Camilleri, and it is 7-0. Humber up a touchdown here in the second inning.
And that one looked like it might be close. Rabchuk took a couple of steps in before finally heading back to get that ball. And if you miss that one, then things get even worse as it is. 7-0. That's a huge lead here early.
Yeah, never want to have a ball go over your head, but Rabchuk had that one lined up, able to make the catch, and called strike here to Redrup. And even though you give up a run, just good to get that second out the way this inning's been going, as Humber has now pushed across 5 runs in this bottom of the second to take a 7-0 lead. And here's Hillary Redrup down 0-1, and this ball hit on the ground to third. The play made by Pacetto, and the throw is low, and it's dropped at first by Myers. Couldn't corral the low throw. It was about a 3-hopper, and so a throwing error at third on Pacetto. Redrup aboard here with 2 outs. And Stoberman will come up, and now the Hawks have officially batted around here in this bottom of the second.
It's tough enough to make plays in the cold, and then feeling the pressure, down 7-0 already. You're giving Humber extra outs here.
Pitch misses to Natalie Stoberman. Want to get in quickly that women's rugby, first game back. 60-0 lead in the second half over Sheridan, so good news there. Next pitch to Stoberman. That's chopped foul, left side. Stoberman, the 9th Hawk to bat in this inning. She ended the first frame by flying out to left.
And if you're Leduc, it's all on you here. Nobody warming in that Mohawks bullpen. They need a couple of more innings out of her.
And you mentioned that she's really been the workhorse all year for this Mohawk pitching staff. Next offering to Stoberman. That's hit foul, just past third again. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Natalie Stoberman, left fielder this afternoon. This inning started with a walk to Catalano and then a good defensive play by Pacetto at third on a force play, but the wheels have come off since that point for Mohawk. Next one to Stoberman, way high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Murphy, Hill, and Gillingham all followed with singles, and then the 2-run triple by Gregoris, who then came in to score on the sac fly. Humber has really blown it open. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Tag applied, and the inning is finally over, but not before Humber pushes across 5 runs. And as we go to the third inning here at Wildwood Park, it's Humber 7 and Mohawk nothing.
I'm gonna run over in a second and grab some.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry? Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, saving my scorecard with that strikeout.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sick of these rollover innings.
Yeah, no, it's pretty brutal.
Let's get one of these mercy rules, all right? It's just 3 more. Oh, no, what is it, through 5? 4.5, 5?
This is, I mean, look at this. This is brutal. She's got 83 in the third. Next, you've got 14, then 6, 5, 2, 1.
But you know what the manager will say? No, she's throwing the ball well. Well, she's throwing the ball well, but...
She's all you've got.
Yeah.
Brutal.
You know, I noticed that, like, with the Mets a little bit. Like they'll use their closer for, like, 2 innings because they don't trust the rest of their bullpen. But there's nothing wrong with that. Just ride the guy. It's October. He's got 6 months to heal. You good? You got this one? All right.
So we move to the top of the third inning here at Wildwood Humber with 5 in the second. They go up 7-0. Nice cushion here from Miranda Pearson. She'll face 8, 9, and 1 for the Mountaineers. Ashley Uemona, the catcher, lead things off. She's hitting 306. 4 RBIs on the year. Stand in from the right side of the plate. Pearson gets a cut on a high fastball there, 0-1.
Had good life on it. It's so tempting for hitters to chase a high fastball.
Well, especially against a pitcher like Pearson, you don't see very much up in the zone. Not a lot that you can hit hard, so I think your eyes light up when you see something about belt high.
Of course, down 7 runs, you just need anything you can get at this point in terms of base runners.
That one in there for a strike, 1-2. Pearson working quickly. That pitch just below the knees, 2-2. Pearson free to attack that strike zone here with a 7-run lead. That one misses low as well, 3-2. Full count here to Uemona. Pearson winds, swing and a miss. Strike 3. And 1 out here in the Mohawk third.
Second strikeout for Pearson and second straight batter that she has struck out in this game.
That'll bring out Rochelle Day. Limited action, just 24 at bats, still looking for her first hit of the season. She'll have to do it against a tough pitcher, Pearson. She squares to bunt. Pearson goes over to field. It's the second baseman, Abby Hill, covering first. Nice play there by Pearson to get down off the mound, and nice play by Hill to come over and cover first base with Redrup playing in. 2 down here in the third.
And the heads-up part of that play is Hill rushing over to first base to cover and field that throw. Nice play all around for Humber.
So it'll bring up Becky Rabchuk. She takes high ball 1. Popped up to the second baseman, Hill, in the first inning. 2 triples on the year. Hitting .405 at the top of that Mohawk lineup. She's quickly ahead 2-0. Now she swings. That one's fouled out behind us. A little too far to make a play on. And the count moves to 2-1.
And we are in foul ball country, though.
I forgot my baseball glove today, so it'll be tough. Now this one's popped up on the infield. Abby Hill going back. Under it. 3 up, 3 down from Miranda Pearson. 7-0 Hawks. After 2.5, we go to the bottom of 3 here at Wildwood Park.
It was a third baseman, I think, that fielded the bunt. Not that's a big deal. I think she just...
I thought it was Pearson.
Maybe it was, actually. I don't know. I just know that second baseman made the catch, which is...
Yeah, because I saw Redrup going in, and I was like, oh, dang.
I really wanted to say, next time Rochelle Day comes up, you Seinfeld fans, Rochelle. Woman's exotic journey from Milan and Minsk. Everett would appreciate that. Where is Everett? Is he still doing still want to do some of the games, or is he out of town this week?
Yeah.
You got the jacket.
I think he's out of town again, yeah. I don't know why. Like, he's doing the game tomorrow, and then it's either you or I.
Are you there tomorrow? You're not there tomorrow, are you?
I don't care. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it.
I'm probably going to do it. I don't know.
All right.
We can talk in class. It's such a long day. Well, is it closer for you than it is for me? Coming from downtown versus coming from Richmond Hill?
It's about equal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the last games. I think it's the last baseball games of the year.
Yeah. If that's the case, I definitely want to do it then. If it's the last game. I mean, I know the Jays are playing.
I might come and just hang out with you guys, just for shits.
Yeah. Yeah, besides, the Jays game will go on for a while anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Bottom 3.
So we go to the bottom of the third here at Wildwood. Humber, the sizable 7-0 lead over Mohawk. 5 of those runs in the second, 2 in the first. The Catalano, Pitek, and Murphy here to lead off the third. Amy Leduc still in there for Mohawk. It's been the team's workhorse all year. 83 1/3 innings pitched. They need a couple more out of her here. That one hit right up the middle. Line drive between second and short. And Catalano aboard for the second time today.
And it was Catalano who started that big rally last inning by drawing a leadoff walk. And Humber ended up pushing 5 runs across and getting it started here with a base hit.
Here comes Caitlin Pitek, the right fielder. Into a fielder's choice back in the second. But that was the only out that Mohawk was able to get for a little while.
Yeah, and maybe the hardest hit ball of the inning.
And she's going to pop one up on the first pitch. It's the shortstop, Lukawicki, coming over. 1 down. He hit that line drive to the third baseman, Pacetto. He knocked it down and threw on to second to get the lead runner. And then Humber rattled off 4 straight hits en route to 5 runs. It's number 9 hitter Megan Murphy standing in. She hits from the left side. She's hitting .333 on the year. She's got a runner at first, and she goes. Throw down to second. Not in time. It's a stolen base for Julia Catalano.
Humber not letting up here with a 7-run lead, continuing to be aggressive.
What?
Maybe looking to end things early. It's a cold day here at Wildwood. Pitch in there for a strike to Murphy. 1-1 to the Humber DH.
Had a seeing eye single last time up.
Swings and pops this one up on the infield. It's Lukawicki, the shortstop, over. Doesn't have to go very far. Quickly 2 outs here in the Humber third.
Busy inning for Lukawicki. A couple of pop-ups to shortstop after the leadoff single by Catalano.
So that'll turn this Hawks lineup over for Abby Hill. Hill, big day already so far. 2 for 2, had a single in the first and came around to score, and then an RBI double in the second and came around to score again. Takes strike 1 from Leduc. And if she gets on, it'll be Bonnie Gillingham, who's as hot as anybody on this Humber team right now. 8 for 8 yesterday. Already with an RBI single here today is Gillingham. And Abby Hill takes strike 2. Leduc trying to erase that leadoff single.
Hill batting for the 3rd time in 3 innings.
Here comes the 0-2. Swings a 1 up in the zone. Going over is the third baseman, Pacetto. She's not going to have a play. So we'll reset and do it again at 0-2.
Talk about expanding your strike zone. That pitch up at the eye level of Abby Hill, but got to protect with a no ball and 2-strike count.
So she'll be happy that that one got out of play. Gets another chance here against Leduc. Runner at second is Julia Catalano. She led off with a single. Swing and a foul ball down the third base line. Hill looking for a 2-out hit here to extend that Humber lead to 8.
One thing you notice about Leduc, she has a very active windup.
Lots of movement. Comes home again on the 0-2. This time Hill takes high, 1-2. Leduc doesn't look happy with herself after that last pitch. She'll try to get on 1-2. Pitch rolled down the third baseline. Pacetto over to first. In time. Good scoop by the first baseman, Myers. That was as close a play at first as you'll see. But they retire Abby Hill. And the leadoff single does not come around to score. So we move to the 4th inning. It's Humber 7. The Mountaineers nothing here at Wildwood Park.
That was one of those, because it was a nice pick, we got to call her out. Even though she you always see that, like, guy makes a diving stop, but got to call him out if it's a close play, because then it's a highlight play. Nobody shows the highlight of the diving stop where he doesn't get the guy out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A couple nice plays yesterday. That Thompson catch and left.
Oh, man.
Sports Centre, you guys call it. The RE, Sports Centre.
Well, the one in the center, too, right?
What's that?
The one in center field, too.
Yeah, by what's Campos, yeah.
They had one, I don't know if you're the third baseman. He had, dived to his right, picked it, and threw all the way to first, got the guy out.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think I saw that one.
I don't know if I saw that one either.
And it was the guy, he normally pitches.
Stoddard?
Maybe, yeah.
Costa, maybe? I think Costa plays some infield.
Are you ready?
Yep.
So we go to the top of the fourth here at Wildwood Park. Humber leading this one 7-0, first game of a doubleheader. Amy Leduc, the pitcher, will lead off, has the only base hit in this game for Mohawk, and she fouls the first pitch from Miranda Pearson back to the screen, 0-1. Leduc, Luckwicki, and Pacetto, 2-3-4, due up here in the Mohawk fourth. Just trying to stay within shouting distance if you're Mohawk. Showing bunt and dropping one down right in front of the plate. Pouncing on it is Camilleri. Throws it down to Redrip to record the out. Another nice play by Humber on a bunt.
Yeah, Camilleri got out quickly. That ball looked like it was going to roll out a little bit further and just died. And that was to Camilleri's advantage. Didn't have too far to go to pick that up and throw on to Redrip at first.
We've now seen two of the last three hitters for Mohawk lay down bunts and get robbed as hacking and fouling one back on the first pitch is Courtney Luckwicki. No balls, one strike. Luckwicki flew out to right in the first. Pearson rolling right along here through 3 1/3, only one base hit allowed. As it's another foul pop up. This one discarding the mask and making the catch right in front of the screen is the catcher Camilleri. So 2 outs. Nice play by Camilleri, not just to make the catch, but to actually locate that ball so it was directly behind her.
Nice play. We've seen great defense from the Humber catchers all year. We usually see Lauren Hollage back there, but Camilleri doing a great job today behind home plate.
Camilleri, 2 solid heads-up plays to start this fourth inning, so 2 down, and Pacetto grounds one towards short. Nice play there by Gillingham. She fires across, but it pulls Redrip off the bag, and safe at first is Pacetto. That was a nice play by Gillingham because the ball stayed down on a tricky hop, but the throw just pulled Redrip to the home plate side of first base. So Pacetto aboard.
It's tough to appreciate without playing the game how difficult a play that is for the shortstop. You're going one way, sort of out toward right center, and then you've got to swing your body around and get that throw on line to first base. Not an easy play.
And I guess you'd have to say an E6 just because a good throw gets Pacetto there at first. But as you said, a tough play. Gillingham seemingly did the hard part of that play by fielding that hop, but the throw pulled Redrip off the bag. And this one in the dirt to Sarah Bell, 0 for 1, flew out to left, her first AB. Bell, a left-handed batter. Mohawk just looking for anything they can get here at this point, and that is a called strike, 1-1. Only one base hit allowed by Pearson. She's also issued 1 walk, a couple of strikeouts. And this one hit towards second. Hill has a tough time fielding the hop, and everyone's going to be safe. That ball ate up Abby Hill there at second base. Had to go towards the middle a little bit, but a play that maybe she could have made. Again, another tough play on the infield, but another base runner here with 2 outs for Mohawk.
Really tough hop there for Abby Hill. A line drive that just kind of hit the ground right in front of her.
And taking low for ball 1 is Danielle Watson. She walked, advanced to second on a wild pitch, but then was gunned down trying to steal third back in the second. 2 aboard here with 2 outs, and she swings and misses. Strike 1, 1-1. As Pearson gets a low swinging strike from from Danielle Watson, excuse me. 1-1 pitch, up and away. 2-1 now on Watson. First real threat that Mohawk has had on a couple of balls that haven't left the infield here with 2 outs. Next offering, there's a called strike. Throw back to first, and they got her. Picked off at first base is Sarah Bell. No. Now they're saying she's safe. Oh, that was close.
I thought they had her very clearly at first base, but the umpire disagrees.
I was reacting to Humber about to leave the field. I apologize, I spoke too soon there, but a heads-up throw by Camilleri almost got her. Next pitch misses down, so it's now a full count on Danielle Watson. Well, I'm not sure what that call was because not sliding back to the base was Bell, and this pitch is a foul ball. No, is a
It hit her.
Hit by pitch. I thought it may have hit the bat. Well, bizarre sequence here unfolding in this inning. Thought we had a pickoff to end the inning. Wasn't called. A walk. So the bases are suddenly loaded here with 2 outs. An error, an infield hit, and now a walk. And Amber Myers with a chance to get Mohawk into this thing. Swing and a miss. Her team down 7 runs and a couple of squibbers and a walk. And suddenly Mohawk has a threat here. This pitch is fouled back, so quickly Pearson ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes on Amber Myers, left-handed hitting first baseman. Struck out swinging to end the second inning. Bats with 3 aboard here, 2 outs in the 4th inning. Humber leading 7-0. 0-2 pitch, just missed. 1-2 on Amber Myers.
It'd be hard as a pitcher to come back and throw strikes when you feel like you've been robbed of an out.
1-2 pitch, swinging a chopped foul back of the plate.
But Pearson doing a good job resetting here, trying to get out of the inning without any Mountaineers crossing home plate.
Hard to really fault Pearson for what's gone on. Of course, the 2-out walk does not help, but a couple of balls that didn't leave the infield. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Chased a high fastball, so Pearson does get out of it. Strikes out Myers for the 2nd time, 3rd strikeout of the game, and Mohawk leaves them loaded. We go to the bottom of the 4th here at Wildwood Park. It's Humber 7 and Mohawk nothing. Thanks for catching me on that pickoff. She was out by a mile, by the way.
Oh yeah, I think because like the tag went to her stomach.
Yeah,
and so he thought that like I don't know what he thought. I thought that was.
He has no angle on it either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go argue the call because the manager won't do it. I'm just gonna argue.
Go
it.
give him shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like it's the kind of thing you're not gonna argue when you're up 7.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, what is that? Another one of the unwritten baseball etiquette rules? Can't challenge a call or
You
argue.
don't steal when you're
Well, I
out.
mean,
she's
but
out, she's
you're
out.
not gonna get it overturned. Anyway,
No, I know, not at this level. I'm saying
Yeah.
like in big leagues. Let's mercy this thing. 3 runs here, 3 more outs. Call it a day. Imagine if
Call it half a day.
Yeah, sorry. Good point. Imagine like you could hear the broadcasters talking off the air. I have heard that before
Yeah.
with the NFL because like I was on a cruise one time and they get the satellite feed, so I could hear the announcers cursing and shit between
Because they don't
quarters.
go back to like the regional broadcast.
Yeah, they get some sort of
Yeah.
live feed. So I heard Chris Collinsworth. He's like, "These motherfuckers here in Philadelphia, crazy asshole." I'll never forget that. It's funny. It's just weird. They're just talking about random shit during the break, like we are.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always like double and triple checking that our mics are too.
Yeah. Daisies and flowers.
Especially doing
lilies.
softball because Everett's always commenting on the players.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just like, dude.
Stop it. All right.
Yeah.
Mike's back on. Behave. Bottom of the 4th here at Wildwood Park. Humber leading Mohawk 7-0. Mohawk leaving the bases loaded in the top of the 4th. Bonnie Gillingham swings at the first pitch, hits it right to third. Pacetto throws it across. 1 pitch, 1 out as Gillingham retired to start this bottom of the 4th. And Pacetto's been busy over there at third. Threw out Abby Hill to end the 3rd. Also saw her make a nice play on a fielder's choice grounder in that big 2nd inning for Humber. So Elisa Gregoris will be the batter. She walked and scored in the 1st and hit a 2-run triple and scored in the 2nd, and she takes a called strike. Gregoris splitting the right center field gap with that triple. That made it 6-0, and then she trotted home on Tara Camilleri's sacrifice fly for the 7th run, and that's where we stand right now, here in the bottom of the 4th. First game of a doubleheader, Humber ahead 7-0, and the next offering is low, 1 ball, 1 strike on Elisa Gregoris. Tara Camilleri to follow. And Gregoris coming into the weekend led the team with 14 RBIs and 4 stolen bases. Big run producer in that 3 spot. This pitch is a called strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Elisa Gregoris, left-handed batter. Camilleri, also a left-handed batter on deck. Humber with 2 in the 1st, 5 in the 2nd. This pitch is grounded towards the middle, and that's through for a base hit. And Gregoris on base for the 3rd time today, 2nd hit. And it's a 1-out single for Elisa Gregoris, and Tara Camilleri will stand in.
Stayed with that ball and drove it up the middle. The Duke doesn't seem to have very many weapons. The one thing she does do really well is she mixes speeds a lot. We've seen a couple of Humber hitters way out in front of balls. but it doesn't look like she's got a lot of movement on those pitches.
Yeah, and hasn't really found that put-away pitch either. 2 strikeouts in 3 1/3 innings so far for Amy Leduc. So a 1-out base runner, and taking a called strike is Tara Camilleri. She grounded out in the first, moved a couple of runners up, which set up a couple of runs that came in on an error by Leduc, and then Camilleri hit a deep sacrifice fly to center in the second to drive home a run. Down in the count 0-1, Leduc's next offering. This pitch is popped up into shallow right. That's falling fast, and it's going to be in for a hit. And up to second base and stopping there is Elisa Grigoris. So a little bloop single for Camilleri. And now 2 on with 1 out for the Hawks as Hillary Redrup will be the batter.
And if the right fielder Day comes up with that, you've got a shot at Grigoris. You could hear the Humber bench hollering, trying to tell her that that ball was going to fall in. And she almost didn't make it up to second base.
Almost a freebie of an outfield assist for Rochelle Day in right, but Grigoris able to get down to second. So here's Redrup. Now she's been aboard twice, but she's 0 for 2. A couple of errors reached on this afternoon. And this pitch bounces away from the catcher, and up to third base goes Grigoris. To second goes Camilleri, so a couple of runners in scoring position as Yui Monin unable to corral that. So a wild pitch. And now a base hit could make it a 9-run Humber lead.
They almost caught a break there. I think that one skipped up and hit the umpire in the chest, and sometimes you'll get lucky and it'll just drop in front of the umpire. Not that time. That skipped to the backstop.
And this pitch swung on and missed. Gets away again from the catcher, but no advancement. Now Redrup hit a little pop-up in the infield that Leduc called for but did not catch, and that allowed the first 2 runs of this game to score. Reached on an E5 in the second inning. Next pitch fouled back to the screen. So 2-1 on Hillary Redrup. Entered the weekend, 326, a home run and 9 runs batted in. Bats from the right side. She'll be followed by Natalie Stoberman. It's Grigoris at third, Camilleri at second. Humber already ahead 7-0 here in the fourth. 2-1 pitch, that's hit to third and making the catch. And it was actually the shortstop that came in to catch that, Lukwicki. So Redrup unable to get either runner in. She is retired, and Natalie Stoberman will be the batter. Stoberman flew out to left in the first, struck out to end the second. 0 for 2 this afternoon. Stoberman with 3 triples to lead this Hawks team. First pitch, that bounces off the mask, but staying right in front of Yui Monin. Could actually hear that hit the catcher's mask, but did not kick away from Yui Monin, so no advancement for the Humber base runners. Stoberman looking for her first base hit of the day. 0 for 2. The 1-0 pitch. Again in the dirt, 2-0. Julia Catalano is on deck. The sun has kind of disappeared. Now it's just clear skies, and this pitch is inside. 3-0 now on Natalie Stoberman. Leduc a little frustrated with herself, as her command has been pretty shaky this afternoon. 3-0 pitch coming to Stoberman, taking all the way, and it's low ball 4. It gets away from Yui Monin. Again, no advancement, but Stoberman will head down to first. That'll load the bases for Humber here with 2 outs, and Julia Catalano will be the batter. And Catalano 1 for 1 with a walk, and she started that big 5-run rally in the second inning with a leadoff walk. She was retired on a fielder's choice grounder, but that kind of set the wheels in motion for Humber in that big second inning, and a chance here for more damage with the bases full here in the fourth. First pitch is a called strike. No balls, 1 strike on Julia Catalano.
Leduc was able to strand a nobody out, well, a leadoff single rather, in the third inning. Trying to strand the bases loaded here.
Next pitch to Catalano, that is low. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Catalano. Been very good defensively down at third base. 9 runs batted in coming into this weekend's games. The 1-1 pitch to Catalano, well high, 2-1. Catalano will be followed by Caitlin Pitek. So it's Gregoris at third, Camilleri at second, and Stoverman at first. 2-1 pitch. That's a called strike on the inside corner. 2-2 now on Julia Catalano.
For all her struggles with control, LeDuc has walked just 2 here so far, but throwing a lot of pitches.
2-2 pitch to Catalano. Chopper towards third, and third baseman Pacetto will take it to the bag herself and just ahead of the sliding Camilleri, and the Hawks leave them loaded. So we've played 4 here at Wildwood Park in Game 1 of this doubleheader. It's Humber 7, Mohawk nothing. And so much for that Mercy rule. We had a chance to. I really wanted a bases clearing triple or something. So they got, 2 hits in that inning? The air 9. Sorry, I keep having to blow my nose on the air. The thing I was thinking about the Jays series is like, they won 2 games on the road in Texas, but then they lose 2 in Kansas City, but they lost at home to Texas, so maybe they'll play better at home now. But I don't know.
I like Stroman against Cueto.
Oh yeah, Cueto's not that good. I mean, he had a good start last time out, but he's very hittable. I mean, I don't think Kansas City's that good, but I think they are kind of built for October. They're just deep. They're fundamentally sound. They have a ridiculous bullpen.
I think this could go 7.
That'd be nice, especially considering, you don't want it to only go 4.
No.
I thought the big play yesterday in the game, they had the bases loaded. They were up 3-0. And Hoshaver came in, and Pilar popped out, and Goins, I think, struck out or something. And I was like, man, they just had a big chance to really
blow it
open, and they didn't. And that always comes back to bite you against a good team. Almost always. All right, ready?
Yep. So we go to the top of the 5th, a 7-0 Humber lead here over the Mohawk Mountaineers. Scored 7 over the first 2, haven't scored since. And Mohawk will look to get a couple of back here in the 5th. Pearson gets a swinging strike from Ashley Uemonen, the catcher, and go up 0-1. Uemonen struck out in the 3rd, one of 3 strikeouts from Miranda Pearson. Another swinging strike there, quickly 0-2. Pearson has worked quickly all afternoon, giving up just 2 base hits, a couple of base runners on errors. He's also walked and hit a batter. A pretty uneventful day so far for Miranda Pearson. That one hit down to first base, off the glove of Redrup, but Abby Hill right there to pick it up and throw back onto Redrup, 1 out.
How about that 3-4-3 putout right there? So I guess an assist and a putout for Hillary Redrup. That ball kicking right to Abby Hill. Heads up, Abby Hill has made a couple of very alert plays over at second base this afternoon.
Absolutely. That one just too hot to handle for Redrup. She's going to come in here as showing bunt as the number 9 hitter Rochelle Day. She bunts that one foul. Redrup almost had a play on it, but she'll head back to her position at first.
Redrup almost able to shake hands with Rochelle Day. She came all the way in, then kind of took one step back when she saw Day pull back, but then almost close enough to catch that pop-up that went about 10 feet from home plate.
Yeah, sort of a swinging strike there from Day. He stands in with an 0-1 count and swings, and this one popped up. Tara Camilleri over to make the play. Quickly 2 gone here in the Mohawk 5th.
Always thought that some of the toughest pop-ups to handle were the ones for the catcher. Got all that gear on and trying to just gauge where that ball's drifting, and Camilleri's done a really nice job on a couple of those pop-ups behind the plate today.
Absolutely. Lots of spin on those balls, too, when they're hit right up in the air like that. It's a tough play for a catcher. As you said, too, you've got to remove the mask, and it's a lot to consider. You've got to navigate the batter and any bats lying in the on-deck circle as Rabchuk steps in, takes strike 1, lines that one to Hill. Hill's not going to get there. It's into center field, base hit. So a 2-out base runner here for the Mountaineers as they try to get something started against Miranda Pearson. Has not gone well from so far. So in steps Pearson's counterpart, Amy LeDuc, hitting .314 coming in. Had a single in the first inning. She takes ball 1 inside.
interesting because last inning, 2 quick outs for Pearson, and then Mohawk able to load the bases and an error, a single, and a walk.
That's one chopped to third. Catalano takes her time, throws on to Redrup at first, and that'll do it for Mohawk. A quick inning again for Miranda Pearson. And Humber will go to the bottom of the 5th with a 7-0 lead over the Mohawk Mountaineers.
We may not need the mercy rule anyway. It's almost, let's get through this one.
Quick game.
This hot chocolate is good. It's just so rich and thick. I feel like I feel like dripping down here, you know? Like the reflux I have. So maybe I'll just go coffee next. Go down smoother. My legs are cold. I have shorts on under here, but I couldn't fit into like jeans and long sleeve pants. I could only get like short. So like my ankles and calves are freezing, even as my thighs and hamstrings are warm.
Yeah, I'm wearing socks so like up here.
Are you?
So down here is all warm, but right here
Yeah.
is cold.
No, so it's like the opposite of what I have, yeah.
Definitely warmer than yesterday, though.
So,
Just your jeans?
Yeah. I wish I had my ski gear with me.
Yeah,
I
grab
have,
like a
you know,
blanket or something. They probably must have something in the
I'm actually,
truck.
I feel fine. Just
You're also Canadian. It's good. So it's actually, I checked, it's only 4 degrees colder at home today anyway, so it's not like it's ever that much colder here. Just crazy that it snowed yesterday. It's kind of fun just watching
snow before Halloween. Like,
it. Oh, yeah.
it's-
Mid-October. I was supposed to go to a wedding in San Diego, and I was like, oh my God, now I regret that even more not going.
San Diego.
Yep.
Shorts.
Fun. So expensive to go out there, though. No way I could do it.
Bottom of 5 here at Wildwood. Humber 7, Mohawk nothing. 8-9-1 for Humber. Caitlin Pytek, the right fielder, leading it off. Amy LeDuc still in the game for Mohawk. It's pitched out of a couple of jams in the 3rd and 4th innings. Had a runner at second with nobody out in the 3rd, and got a couple of pop outs to work out of that one. Then Humber, the base is loaded with 2 outs in the last inning, and again couldn't push anyone across.
Yeah, 4 innings, and Humber's got 7 runs, but they do also have 6 runners left on base, so some missed opportunities as well.
Duke winds, she fires. That one's low. Pytek with 4 RBIs on the year. It's the windup from LeDuc. That one low.
And this is a funny game sometimes. Pytek hit a rocket in the 2nd inning for an out. Murphy hit a little trickler up the middle, and she gets a base hit out of it.
That one in there for a strike from LeDuc. Count is 2-2 on Pytek. Swing and a foul back to the screen. LeDuc trying to hold Humber at bay. 7-0 lead is intimidating, but right now you're just trying to prevent Humber from getting to that 10-run mercy rule plateau. LeDuc winds and fires. Strike 3 called. Pytek goes down looking.
And a high strike call there on Caitlin Pytek. Was a little bit of disbelief on her part, and I don't blame her. That pitch looked up, but the call going Amy LeDuc's way.
3rd strikeout of the day for LeDuc. And she'll face the DH Megan Murphy. Murphy singled in the 2nd. And then popped out to short in the 3rd. That's another chance here. She takes strike 1. Humber struck early, 2 runs in the 1st inning. Both of those coming on an error. That one inside to Murphy, 1-1. On a dropped pop-up that was out toward the pitcher, Amy LeDuc. She called for it, dropped it, 2 Humber runs scored, and then Humber struck for 5 in the 2nd. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. A big 2 RBI triple for Elisa Gregoris. part of that second inning, and that's where we sit right now. 7-0 Humber here in the 5th. Here's the 1-2. Swing and just got a piece of that one. Leduc took something off. That one was in the dirt, and Murphy may be lucky to make contact with that one to stay alive. Leduc out there in a toque. Mike, you mentioned it. Lots of these Mohawk players in toques or sweatshirts. It's a cold day here at Wildwood Park. Here comes the 1-2 swing and another foul back to the screen this time. Still 1-2 on Megan Murphy.
You mentioned that high strike to pie tag. You know, a lot of managers will tell you from their vantage point, they can't really see inside and outside. They can only see high and low. So a lot more blatant to a manager to be able to argue a strike call that's either too high or too low in the zone.
Here's the 1-2. That one's hit down to first base. Easy play for the first baseman, Myers. Quickly 2 gone here in the Humber 5th.
For all the offense that Humber had going early, settling in a little bit here is Leduc over these last 3 innings, as Humber's not been able to push anything across, even though they did load the bases in the 4th, but stranded them there.
Humber with a lead base runner in 3 of the 5 innings so far. Leduc has been working with Hawks on the bases in just about every inning. Got the first 2 outs here, and she's facing leadoff hitter Abby Hill. Hill 2 for 3 today with an RBI. Watches that one in high. Had a single in the first and then stole second, came around to score on that error. And then an RBI double in the second. Leduc ready. Comes in, that one fouled. No play for the catcher, as that one's back behind the screen. If Hill gets on, Bonnie Gillingham on deck. Big day yesterday, going 8 for 8. She's 1 for 3 today. Leduc looking for her first 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. Very deliberate, taking her time. Here's Leduc. That one in there for a strike. Abby Hill comes in, hitting .243 to start the weekend. 2 strikes on her here. Pitch. Fowler thought that might have been off her foot. It's not. Go to first base. Catcher Yui Monin to the first baseman Myers, and that'll do it for the Hawks. A 1-2-3 inning for Amy Leduc, who might just be settling in here. But she's still down 7-0. It's Humber 7, the Mountaineers nothing, as we move to the 6th.
I thought that hit her too. Looked like she fouled it off herself. It's not. Weird though, she didn't really argue, so I guess.
Yeah.
I've seen guys like fake the ball hitting them to try and, buy themselves an extra pitch.
Yep.
Don't blame him.
Bryce Harper did that successfully.
Yeah. He would do that. Seems like the kind of guy that would. I wonder what's going to happen with him and Papelbon. Are they going to even keep Papelbon? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Never thought that team was that good. Everyone was all like, Scherzer, they're going to win the World Series. Nah, it doesn't work like that. Are you ready?
Yep.
Moving on quickly. So we move to the top of the 6th here at Wildwood Park. And after a lot of offense early, pitchers have both settled in. Well, I would say Leduc has settled in. Pearson has really been settled in this entire game, as she has hurled 5 shutout frames thus far. And this first pitch here hit down to Hillary Redrip, and she's just going to tag the runner coming down, Courtney Lewicki. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 6th for Miranda Pearson. And she's been pretty pitch efficient here today. And that's kind of been her MO this year, Paul.
Sorry, top.
Absolutely. 70 innings pitched coming into the weekend, just 74 hits. Doesn't allow very many base runners.
So Natasha Pacetto will be the batter. First pitch bounces in 1-0. Pacetto grounded out and then reached on an E6 in the fourth inning. Really the only threat Mohawk has had. They loaded the bases with 2 outs on an error, a single, and a walk. And this ball is chopped towards the middle. Gillingham again, a nice play, throws over to Redrup. And 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. Nice play by Gillingham at short. And once again, a quick at bat for a Mohawk hitter. Pearson moving right along.
Very similar to that last at bat where Pacetto grounded out to Gillingham, but Gillingham's throw was up the line. This time Gillingham took another half second.
Swing and a miss here from Sarah Bell. And that was kind of a bizarre inning, that fourth inning. The E6, as you mentioned, a nice stop by Gillingham, but couldn't get the throw. This ball hit out in the left, pretty well hit. Over towards the line, and there to make the catch is Stoberman. And it is a 1-2-3 inning for Miranda Pearson. So we played 5.5 here at Wildwood Park in Game 1 of this doubleheader. It's Humber 7 and Mohawk nothing. It's funny, sometimes you don't get a chance to make more of a point because it's it happens so quick.
Over there? All right.
What's up? Oh, cool, thanks. Yeah, what time is it? 2:15 or something?
Yeah, well, you got it right there, 2:19.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful right now.
Start at 1? Start a little late? Yeah.
So Vic, you could be done early. You'll be done well. You'll be done.
It's just
by 4.
But now, if they get 3 runs, does the game just end?
Yep.
It's almost like a walk-off.
Yep.
A 10-run walk-off win. They start piling on. We did it. We mercied him. Just so proud of this team. Yeah, it's man up, Mohawk, Half your team's in sweaters. None of Humber's players are. They're all in their uniforms, I think.
Well, I'm surprised that they're allowed to, I would have thought you'd have to have, a...
Yeah, that's rec league stuff. You can play in a sweater and stuff, but, yeah, it's... I think in the big leagues, you'll see a pitcher will put a jacket on at first base. Sometimes they used to let them. I don't know if they still let them do that. But
I think I've occasionally seen you'll sometimes see fielders with jackets on, but that's
what,
rare.
in the majors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know pitchers on the bases they'll let them wear jackets, but old school. All right, so what do we? Hold on. I'm gonna shake my scorecard out. 2, 3, 4. All right. Bottom of the 6th here at Wildwood Park. Humber leading Mohawk 7-0. All 7 runs coming in the first 2 innings. 2 coming in on an error in the first, and then a 5-run second for the Hawks. And nothing since, as Miranda Pearson has been phenomenal on the mound. Bonnie Gillingham will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Gillingham, Elisa Gregoris, and Tara Camilleri, 2, 3, 4 due up. Gillingham 1 for 3, takes a pitch in the dirt. Gillingham has also played some solid defense over at shortstop. Made a couple of nice stops. Drove in a run with a single in the second. Still on the mound is Amy Leduc. Settled in for the most part after 2 rough innings, 3 scoreless frames since then, and this ball hit on the ground foul just wide of third. Gillingham a little bit out in front there. So the count 1-1. Bonnie Gillingham entered the weekend hitting close to 400. Having a very good offensive season for the Hawks. First game of a doubleheader here. Humber comes in at 11-7. Mohawk, meanwhile, just 6-16. 1-1 pitch is high and tight to Gillingham, 2-1. It's been a struggle for Mohawk to score runs. Only 62 runs scored over 22 games coming in. Less than 3 runs per contest for the Mountaineers. Swing and a miss by Gillingham. 2-2 now. Looked like Leduc took something off there. Leduc has changed speeds pretty effectively. Doesn't really have a put-away pitch, but has done her best to keep hitters off balance here this afternoon. In her 6th inning of work, 2-2 is high to Gillingham, so the count runs full. We have to kind of hold our breath on those high pitches. We saw a very high strike call last inning on Caitlin Pitek. So it's a 3-2 count. Payoff pitch from Leduc, and this ball hit up in the air towards left center field. Ranging over is the left fielder Bell, and it falls in. and it's going to be extra bases for Bonnie Gillingham. A leadoff double here in the bottom of the 6th. That ball hit very high, and neither Bell nor Rabchuk, as they converged, could get to it. So it is an extra base hit for Bonnie Gillingham.
Hit that ball really well and really right between the left fielder Bell and the center fielder Rabchuk. No chance for either of them to get to that ball.
It's actually, in this game, as we look at the scorecard here, and a called strike to Elisa Gregoris, it's only the second extra base hit of this game, the other one being the 2-run triple in the second by Elisa Gregoris. Abby Hill had a single and went up to second on the throw. The 0-1 pitch now chopped right back to the mound. Leduc will throw to first. Breaking for third is Gillingham, and she's going to get down to third. So good base running there by Bonnie Gillingham, advancing on the 1-3 ground out by Gregoris. So runner at third now, and one away for Tara Camilleri. And a lot of times you'll see a pitcher will look the runner back, maybe even try and get them in a rundown, but looked like Leduc had her mind made up, went to first, and Gillingham picked up on that, broke for third, and was able to get there. So she's at third with one out, as taking a called strike is Tara Camilleri. She's 1 for 2. Also has a sacrifice fly in this game for an RBI. That brought home the 7th run, and we have not had any runs come in since then. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He is inside 1-1 on Camilleri, who's also been very solid behind the plate today. Normally see Lauren Hollage back there, but Camilleri getting the start behind the plate. Left-handed batter here, RBI opportunity with Gillingham at third and less than 2 outs. 1-1 pitch, popped up foul and back out of play, so it'll be 1-2 now on Tara Camilleri.
Mohawk will have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters up in the top of the 7th, assuming that Leduc can get out of this 6th with the score still below 10-0.
And a pitch to Camilleri, grounded slowly towards first. Myers is going to have a tough time getting to the bag, and safe, as beating the throw down was Camilleri. So an infield hit on a little nubber off the end of the bat. Gillingham comes in to score the 8th run of the game, and Humber leading Mohawk 8-0.
Great hustle by Camilleri all the way out of the box. She knew that was going to be a close play all the way. First baseman Myers just couldn't get back over to the bag in time.
It's just a nubber off the end of the bat, had a lot of English on it, and took Myers to her right and couldn't get back to the bag in time as Camilleri hustled and beat the attempted tag of the first baseman Myers. As taking ball 1 is Hillary Redrup. Redrup 0 for 3, but has reached on a couple of errors, including a big one in the first inning on a drop pop-up by Leduc that brought home the first 2 runs. And this ball hit well out in the left center field. Drifting back is Bell, and not able to make the catch as it short hops the wall. Redrup almost catching the runner, Camilleri. Camilleri will get to third. Redrup is in at second. It's another double to the gap. Second extra base hit of this inning. And now a base hit could potentially end this game on a mercy rule as Redrup gets her first base hit of the game. Natalie Stoverman will be the batter. Second and third, 1 out in an 8-0 game here in the bottom of the 6th.
And you wonder if maybe the sun played into that when the left fielder Bell giving chase and she's looking up and sort of to her left and up into that sun that's beaming in from right field here at Wildwood.
So second double of the inning, and Natalie Stoverman hits one towards the middle. It's going to get through for a base hit. In to score is Camilleri. Redrup's going to be held at third. So it's a base hit and an RBI for Stoverman. It is 9-0, and that all-important 10th run is now 90 feet away in the person of Hillary Redrup. So a base hit for Stoverman, her first of the game, drives home a run. And now Julia Catalano up with a chance to end things here. First pitch to Catalano is a called strike. Catalano's had a good afternoon here in Game 1. Walked to start a 5-run rally in the second, singled and stole a base in the third. And a couple of nice defensive plays, which is pretty much par for the course for her over at third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is low, 1-1.
Tough afternoon for Amy Leduc. She's done everything she can to hold these Humber Hawks at bay. They just continue to chip away all the way to a 9-0 lead.
And no offense for Mohawk, and the dam just about to break here. And that ball hits Julia Catalano on the foot. Like it hit her on the front foot, her left foot. So she will head down to first. Stoberman goes up to second base. It's a hit by pitch, and now the bases are loaded for Caitlin Pitek, who comes up 0 for 3 looking for her first base hit, and what a time it would be, as a base hit could end this game. Pitek called out on a high strike in her last at bat, as missing for ball one is Leduc. So bases loaded now. It's Redrup at third, Stoberman at second, Catalano at first. Really the only run that matters at this point is Redrup, as she would be the 10th run. This pitch is low, so 2-0 on Caitlin Pitek.
Talk about being between a rock and a hard place for Amy Leduc.
Well, nowhere to put Caitlin Pitek here. Need to get her to put it in play. And ground ball towards the middle, and that's going to do it. A base hit that gets through. In to score is Redrup with run number 10. And that is indeed the mercy rule, as the players will head off the field, and Humber wins it 10-0 here in game one of this doubleheader, as Caitlin Pitek ends things with her first base hit of the day, an RBI single. The final here in game one, Humber 10, Mohawk nothing. For Paul McGowan, I'm Michael Seff. We look forward to bringing you game two here shortly.
So we hit stop on the stream. Stop at the stream.
Slap at the base.